You messed up. You knew it. And instead of just saying so, you explained, you excused, you half apologized, and you made the whole thing worse. Nobody ever taught you how to own a mistake clean. So you've been paying for it for years, and trust you can't get back. Today stops that. 3 words, say it plain, mean it, move on. Welcome to The Useful Man, a channel about learning, growing, and staying useful in a world that gets stranger by the day. These are field notes from life, not a fantasy life, not a privileged life, not an influencer's life, just a real one. I'm not here to give you theories out of a book. Some of us had fathers who taught us, some of us who have fathers who couldn't. And if you're like me, you never had one at all. Life doesn't care which one you got, but I do. Everything I talk about, I learned the hard way. I'd rather you learn from my mistakes than make all your own. So if you got nobody to ask and nowhere to turn, you're in the right place. Let's find the answers and get to work. Let me tell you the 2 ways men screw up an apology, because you've done one of them and probably both. The first way is groveling. You are wrong, and instead of just saying so, you collapse. You apologize 5 times. You beat yourself up out loud. You make the other person comfort you about how bad you feel for the thing you did to them. That's not an apology. That's you turning your mistake into a performance about your feelings. And it puts the other person in the position of having to manage your guilt. That isn't humility. It's selfish. And even though it looks humble, the second way is the dodge. You say the words, "I'm sorry," but you staple something to the end of it. "I'm sorry, but I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry if..." Every one of those is a man trying to apologize and win at the same time. And you can't. The second you add the "but," you didn't apologize. You opened negotiations. The other person hears it instantly, and now they trust you less than before you opened your mouth. Both of these come from the same place: ego. Groveling is ego that wants to be forgiven and praised for how sorry it is. The dodge is ego that wants to apologize and still be right. And here's the thing that nobody told you. You cannot protect your ego and clean up your mistake in the same breath. You have to pick one. The man who picks cleaning up the mistake. So here's how it's actually done. It's 3 parts. That's the whole skill. Say it plain. I was wrong. I did this. I'm sorry. No but. No essay. No 5 reasons it happened. Just the plain fact of it. Said once, like a man who can carry the weight of being wrong without buckling. Mean it. Which means the apology comes from the thing that proves it. You don't do it again, or you fix what you broke. Words are cheap, and everybody knows it. An apology you didn't back up is just noise. So if you can fix it, you fix it. If you can't, you change the behavior so it doesn't happen twice. That's what turns "I'm sorry" from a sound into a fact. Move on. This is the part men miss most. Once you said it plain and meant it, you stop. You don't keep circling back. You don't keep bringing it up to show how sorry you still are. You don't make the other person reassure you. You said it, you meant it, and now you let it go. And you let them have their reaction, whatever it is. Maybe they forgive you fast. Maybe they don't. That part is theirs, not yours. Your job was to own it clean and change. You did that. Move on. A useful man can say, I was wrong, without it costing him his spine. That's not weakness. That's the strongest thing in the room. Now, let me back up, because there's a bigger idea underneath all this. And it's the thing that took me a marriage and 30 years to fully learn. Most of the time, the fight you're apologizing for, you didn't need to have it in the first place. And the reason you had it is for the same reason the apology comes out wrong. You'd rather be right than at peace. I'm telling you something, you already know it's true. You met those couples who say they've been married for 40 years and they've never once argued, never fought, never raised their voice. That's a lie. Every time. I don't care how much two people love each other or how committed they are, how solid it looks from the outside. They argue, they fuss, they fight. And here's the part that'll make you laugh. Most of it is over the most absolute nonsense, not the big stuff, the stupid stuff. Something so small that a week later, neither of you can remember what set it off. My wife and I have been at it for over 30 years, and we are about as opposite as two people can be. We don't see the world the same way. We don't believe all the same things. We've had our share of fights over things that didn't matter to anyone, including us. That's not a marriage failing. That's just marriage. So early on, we figured out the only thing that actually held, being close, mattered more than being right. That sounds simple. It's the hardest thing in the world to actually do, because every instinct you've got is screaming that you need to win that argument. Prove that point. Get in the last word. Make them admit you were right. And I'm telling you, after 30 years, the men who we have to win every argument end up alone, holding a trophy nobody else can see. Here's the line that changed my life. Learn to bend. Rigid doesn't make you strong. Rigid makes you brittle. And brittle things break under pressure. Think about a tree in a storm, right? A stiff one. The one that won't give an inch. That's the one that snaps and comes down. The one that bends with the wind is still standing in the morning. Men get this exactly backwards. They think refusing to bend is strength. It's not. It's the thing that breaks you. Bending doesn't mean you have no principles. I've got plenty, and I keep them. It means you don't have to force everybody around you to agree with you to feel okay about yourself. You can let another person be different, see it their own way, and disagree with you about treating it like a threat you have to defeat. You hold your ground on what actually matters, and you let go of the 100 things that don't. So when you put it together, most fights you can avoid by not needing to win. The ones you can't avoid, you end clean. You say it plain. You mean it. You move on. And you save your hardness for the few things that truly require it, instead of spending on every disagreement that crosses your path. A useful man knows the difference between standing firm and being brittle. He bends where it doesn't matter, so he doesn't break where it does. And here's the quiet payoff. The thing that makes this all worth it, when you become a man who can say, I was wrong, plainly, and let it go, people start to trust you in a way they don't trust other men, because you're safe to be wrong around. They know you won't grovel and make it weird, and they know that you won't dodge and make it a fight. You'll just own it and fix it. That kind of man is rare, and people can feel it. It's the foundation of every relationship that lasts. Not being right all the time, being honest, fast and clean when you're wrong. That's worth more than winning every argument you've ever had. It took me half of my life to learn it. I'm handing it to you now, so you don't have to pay full price for it like I did. So here's the one thing. Next time you owe somebody an apology, try the clean version. 3 parts. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Then the thing that proves it. Then stop talking. No but, no essay, no circling back. And before your next argument, ask yourself one question. Do I need to win this, or do I just need it to be right between us? Most of the time, the answer makes the fight disappear. Thanks for spending some useful time with me. If you look up the word gullible in the dictionary, it's not actually there. I checked. People just tell you it is so they can watch you look it up. Stop looking for answers in places where they don't exist. I'll catch you on the next one.